Welcome to the Lively Podcast. I'm your host, Dave Cachadal, joined today by Tanner Shuck, a fitness inspiration and also an inspiration to digital creators all around who are either starting their journey or more advanced on their journey. And Tanner is a friend of mine as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I want to explain how we met because it's very relevant to why I want to have this conversation today. And I really want to pick your brain, Tanner, because I know there's a lot that you have that you can share that is going to help others on the journey as well, because I watch your journey right now. I know you as a coach,
Yeah.
but I also now know you as you're building a serious digital empire.
I don't know if I'd call it serious. It's just I'm just trying really hard and figuring out as I go. That's what I'm doing.
That figuring out as you go, that's the way it works, right?
Absolutely.
Like any startup, anyone's journey starts with maybe a plan, and then that plan sometimes deviates.
Yeah.
So first, actually, I want to talk about how we met.
Sure.
Right. So I was going through a phase in my business where I was, using all these excuses like I'm too busy, I can't make it to the gym. And I got to this point where I'm like, I would go to the gym and I would do bicep curls and, walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes and then kind of just walk around feeling lost.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have that drive.
Right.
And somehow, and I don't remember how, I wish I did, but I came across your Instagram and I'm like, this dude is intense. This that was the only word I can use to describe him.
Yeah, I'm often described as that.
Yeah, so this dude's intense, and I'm like, I need intense. So we started training together, and then I realized right away, I'm like, whoa, this guy's not just a coach. He's building online programs. He's got brand sponsors. He's got a lot going on, and it really interested me to see that journey where it was leading, because you're a passion-based guy. You love what you do, clearly.
Yes.
And I would love to hear your perspective of how your passion for fitness led to where you are today.
Essentially, I'm just a trainer. All right. I love working out, pretty much more than anything. That's been pretty much my passion for the past 15 years. I mean, I was playing college football. I knew I wasn't going to play pro. And so I just kind of immediately knew when I was 21, 22 that, all right, I'm just going to be a coach and show people how to work out, because I love working out and that's all I'm good at. And that's all I want to do. That's all I think about. And hopefully I can inspire and help others to be healthier themselves. So it really kind of evolved probably around 12 years ago when I officially got to Dubai. I just started off as a fitness coach, a trainer. And, I've seen so many coaches come to Dubai to do the same thing. It's a great place to do that. And eventually, after about 6 or 7 years of coaching all day, every day in the gym, spending thousands of hours on the gym floor, training myself, training group classes and training clients, I just realized, man, I'm really still passionate about fitness, but I didn't really feel like I was making the impact that I wanted to be making, because I was limited only reaching the people that were inside the four walls of the gym that I was at the time. And I was like, man, how can I grow? And this is probably 6 years ago. So social media has changed quite a bit in the past 6 years. But I started looking at other trainers that I considered my peers. I was like, man, these guys are doing good. They have a website. They're selling digital products. They're putting out, good quality content on Instagram, more than just photos and little captions. And I was like, all right, I guess I got to get better. If I really wanted to keep growing, I knew that I had to do more, because fitness is a hard industry, in my opinion, to make it in, to really make it. I mean, you have to really love it. And I had kind of reached a ceiling as a personal trainer and coach. I couldn't work any more hours. I couldn't train any more clients. And so I wasn't able to make any more money. And as I said, I felt like I wasn't making the impact that I wanted to make. So it really just evolved. Back in 2018, I was like, all right, I'm just going to start posting on Instagram every day. That's really my thought process that I had. I'm just going to make a post every day. I'm not going to make any excuses. I'm just going to put out a post every single day and just see what happens. And very slowly, but surely, very slowly. So if anyone listens to this, just remember, things take time. My following gradually started to grow. So, and luckily I was in a place where I was training enough clients, making enough money where I could invest in myself a little bit. So, one thing led to the next, and I ended up hiring a full-time photographer and videographer that still works with me today. This is like over 5 years ago.
Wow.
And at that time, I probably had like 5,000 or 6,000 followers on Instagram. That's it.
I want to stop you on that. This is amazing. So you went from basically no social presence.
I hated social media actually before 2018. I didn't like it because I was in a different mindset. I was in like this CrossFit athlete mindset. I thought I was going to be a professional CrossFitter and I'm going to get rich working out,
right.
It didn't happen.
Right.
It did not happen.
Right. Okay. So pivot and adapt, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you started your journey on Instagram. Basically, you said, I see other people doing this.
Yep.
There's got to be a path, and this is my commitment. So you made a post literally every day.
Pretty much.
I'm guessing, was it like educational based? Like
tried to make them mainly educational based. Also, I tapped into like motivation mindset and gratitude.
Right.
So that's like something that I feel very strongly about, is just being thankful, practicing gratitude. Yeah. And just trying to help other people realize, man, health is a choice. Health's a gift. Amen. And don't take it for granted. So my content has kind of evolved, but it definitely started just mainly educational and motivational.
So you started on Instagram with more or less a niche fitness content, because you did the fitness education, but you mixed in some mindset, some
absolutely
aspirational elements to it that were motivating people. Okay, so now, I mean, I know you now. This was 6 years ago. 5.5, 6 years ago. Yes. Got it. So now your Instagram following is what?
As of now, I think I have 238,000 followers.
Damn, I didn't realize you cracked 200. Congrats.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Wow,
well, I cracked 200 like 2 years ago, and the Instagram algorithm, in my opinion, is the most challenging one.
Right.
I personally do not like it, but again, it's kind of like a necessary evil. Like Instagram's kind of what gave me my my initial break, if that makes sense. So like one day back in almost 2 years ago today, I just made a normal post, normal Instagram reel, nothing special. I hadn't changed anything about my content, and then all of a sudden, I just started growing followers like that, like really fast, like thousands of followers a day. I don't know what happened with the Instagram algorithm, but it's like they just like switched my profile on, and they started showing my profile to a lot of different people, maybe in their explore pages. And so I just started growing followers rapidly, all of a sudden.
Question, did followers translate into dollars for you in that phase?
They eventually did, yes, but not immediately.
So that's on Instagram. Now, I know you have a YouTube channel.
Right.
And that is, I believe, where most of your focus is now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay.
No, that's correct.
So how did that transition happen? So you hit a critical mass in Instagram. The algorithm chose you. You were the chosen one for a while.
I don't know why.
Yep. Doesn't matter why, right? Because like you said, you didn't change your content, didn't change your style, you just stayed consistent.
Absolutely.
And then it just hooked up, and then just took off. Great. Now, when did YouTube come into the picture?
So this is a lesson that I really would love to talk about, because in March of 2022, I had 35,000 followers. This is actually before Instagram like turned my profile on and started showing my content to a lot of people. Right. But my Instagram account was disabled by Facebook, Meta. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. It's like my Instagram account was like hacked and then disabled. So I completely lost my Instagram. And it was one of the most demoralizing experiences I've ever had in my life. Basically, 3 or 4 years of hard work felt like it just went down the drain in one day, because and this happens to creators, people all the time. Their Instagrams get hacked.
I know.
Like thousands of people are going through it right now, and it's brutal. This is why, the reason I don't like Meta, but while it was the worst thing that happened to me at the time, it was also the best thing, because it made me realize how vulnerable I was. I was putting all my eggs in one basket just with Instagram. I had started a YouTube channel at that time, but I had less than 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, wow.
And I wasn't taking YouTube seriously at the time. I was just like, all right, you know what? I know a lot about training and exercise. I should put some longer YouTube videos out and just kind of see what happens. But I was doing it without much planning, purpose, or intention.
Right.
But I had probably had at that time maybe like 10 or 15 YouTube videos, whatever. Maybe it was about how to get a strict muscle up or how to master basic barbell lifts.
Right.
But at the time, less than 1,000 subscribers. My Instagram was taken away from me, where I had like, I think 35,000 followers at the time. I had no Instagram for a week, and it just coincided with the time that my longtime girlfriend now, we were going through a rough patch. And so we weren't together at the time. I was depressed, demoralized, no social media following. I didn't know what I was going to do. But it also made me realize, holy shit, I have been putting all this effort in just a one platform. When if you look at the holistic view of social media, Instagram's just one component. I mean, you have
100%.
you have X, you have TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, Telegram.
Do you use LinkedIn?
There's LinkedIn. I do not use LinkedIn. That's another area that I haven't even tried to tap into yet, but I know a lot of trainers successfully have.
Right.
So no, I don't. But that's just proves my point. Social media, the world of social media is huge. Yeah. But my world of social media at that time was just Instagram, because that's where all my attention and focus was.
Right.
And then it was taken away from me, and I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, like this is brutal. And then it really kind of made me realize, like, wow, I am focusing a lot of energy and effort on the wrong thing. It really inspired me, or kind of lit a fire, in me to start taking YouTube more seriously.
Right.
Because like, dude, I can't just be working on Instagram. Like, this can get ripped away from me at any moment just by, I'm at the mercy of Meta and Mark Zuckerberg. At that time, I was like, all right, well, Instagram's gone, so I'm just going to start over again and just go hard on YouTube. And that's literally what I did. Fortunately, 7 days later, maybe 8 or 9 days, my videographer was able to hack my Instagram account back. And this is a crazy story. I don't even know how he did it, but essentially this sounds so sketchy, but this is true. He hired these like hackers in the Philippines that are on like the dark web.
I like it.
And he was able to get my Instagram account back installed. So, and I had all my followers. So I got my 35,000 followers back. My account was active again. And I kept posting on Instagram, but I also just realized how silly it is only to focus on one platform.
So how did you learn how to pivot your strategy and how to learn how to master YouTube? Because that's a whole, it's different than Instagram,
It's so different. Yeah. It's so different. It's a little bit more similar now because TikTok helped really, they kind of changed the game in a lot of ways, because TikTok was the fastest growing social media platform. And so Instagram created Instagram Reels because of TikTok. They basically just took short form, vertical format content, and that's why they created Reels. And that's the same reason why YouTube created YouTube Shorts. An Instagram Reel, a YouTube Short, a TikTok video, for all intents and purposes, are the same thing.
Got it. Yeah.
You can post the same content on all three platforms. They might perform differently on each one of those platforms, but they're all the same. You can cross post. It just really made me focus on, all right, now instead of just posting on Instagram, I'm going to post on YouTube. Every high quality, nice piece of content that I made, I'm going to put on Instagram and YouTube.
But still short form.
Yes, sir.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
So yeah, both. But it also made me start focusing more on YouTube videos, long form videos.
Got it.
And those are hard for me.
Yeah, no, those are hard, period.
Yeah, they are.
It's a production, right? Like you said, you have a full-time videographer, photographer, right?
Yeah.
So I love this journey, and I'm glad, because I've never heard this part of how you got to where you are.
Sure, yeah,
I actually didn't know you lost your Instagram. That's crazy. But like you said, it was the worst thing in the moment, but in hindsight, it's a blessing.
Probably the best thing.
It made you change your mindset. You're like, okay, if this can get taken away from me in a second, I have to de-risk myself, right?
Yeah.
And that opened up a whole new door of opportunity.
Absolutely.
I mean, we met like, what, 2 years ago, I think?
I think maybe a little over.
Something like that. And at that time, you were deep into the long form videos with YouTube.
I'm still focusing mainly on YouTube because the way I look at it, and this is just my personal opinion, and I consider YouTube to be the best platform, because that I feel like is where all of like the most serious, legitimate content creators are. Yeah. If you're able to capture the attention of your audience for longer than 90 seconds and you're able to keep their attention, there's a lot of effort that goes into that.
100%.
Yeah. And that kind of inspired me. And I just like anything that I do, I want to be the best at it that I can be.
Right.
And I thought, all right, short form content, I can do that. you know, anyone can make short form content and make it good and make it go viral. What's a real challenge is making a long form,
Right.
highly edited, well produced YouTube video. And so I just became kind of obsessed with that. And I'm still obsessed with it, and I'm still working on it.
When we first started talking about like your YouTube channel, like because I asked you about it, right? I was interested.
Yeah.
Because again, you did really well on Instagram. That gave you your viewer base, right?
Yeah.
That allowed you to like build your social presence. So you're like, okay,
Yes, I did.
You built confidence there too, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Right? And with YouTube though, I remember you saying you went to like a conference or something in America.
Yeah. So just before that, we can back up a little bit. I wanted to learn how to grow a YouTube channel. And there's mentors that help aspiring YouTubers grow their channels. Like I didn't even know that existed, but it did. I ended up investing a pretty decent amount of money into a YouTube mentor. I took his 12-week course, and that kind of changed the way I look at YouTube as well, because he's worked with like many big YouTube creators, including Mr. Beast. And it kind of changed my view on YouTube and how to create content for YouTube specifically.
Got it. So was it like a little starter kit to teach you how to create specific videos and like thumbnails and everything?
Yeah,
See,
and
it's like investing in your business,
absolutely,
right?
it is.
Wow.
Absolutely. So I took that course, and then that kind of got me on a better path to start making better YouTube videos. I learned, all right, this is what you got to do. Before you even think about making a YouTube video, you really should think about a really good thumbnail, a really good title, and a really good hook to the video. It's like the first 30 seconds of a YouTube video is arguably, it is the most important. You got to be able to hook your audience in the first really 15 to 30 seconds to keep viewer retention.
Sure.
So I learned that. And also I did go to a YouTube conference called Vid Summit last year. That was more money than I invested in myself. Flew from Dubai all the way to Dallas for this 2-day conference. That conference is actually happening again this year, next month.
Are you going again?
I'm not going because we're actually going to Spain.
Oh,
so
right.
yeah, so I'm not going this year, but I'll probably go next year. Yeah, I've put in a lot of energy and effort into YouTube, and just because I want to be better at it.
Right.
So I've spent a lot of time, spent money, and a lot of effort just trying to refine how to grow.
Right.
And make better videos on YouTube.
It's clear that you're really approaching this whole content creation thing like a business. Like, let's be honest, this is a business for you.
For me, it is, yes. And coaching, online coaching is still how I probably earn the majority of my income. But continuing to grow your following on social media, I think can only help that.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, and like you said, that doesn't need to exist on one single platform. It can diversify across, because you never know who's digesting or consuming content on different platforms, right? It's different audiences.
It's a different audience,
right?
yeah.
So I mean, I know me personally. So I fully agree with you with YouTube. By the way, I think YouTube is a platform. Like, of course, there's a whole spectrum of content, right? But there's some people creating content on YouTube that I'm getting, and like I did subscribe to YouTube Premium. Right? I don't like ads.
Yeah.
Sorry if that takes away. Does that take away your money?
No, it doesn't.
Like,
it doesn't. Actually, people that do that, I still get paid for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Any YouTube creator does.
All right, good. I'm happy to know that. So I'm always surprised with the quality. Like I don't watch normal TV. I just watch UGC.
Yeah.
Right? I just watched independent content creators.
Yeah.
And like the documentaries, like everything. I'm like, how is this free? And how? But I know there's a revenue stream, like you're explaining. But it's like, if you really know how to get the best out of YouTube, there's production quality on there that is like, how is this not Hollywood?
Yeah.
It's really incredible. So I fully agree.
It is incredible.
I fully agree. But like you said, as a digital creator, who considers, I mean, it's a business, right? You have to diversify where you're being seen. Let's call it your marketing channels.
Sure.
So what would you recommend to someone starting out, like not starting out like I've never created content before, but they've been growing their community, so, of course, as you know, like I have the platform Lively, and we exist to help creators like yourself monetize online. And we're always looking at all different stages of creators' evolution, right?
Right.
And there's no one platform that solves the problem for everyone, right?
Agreed.
It's not with the ad revenue, with the direct payments, with all of this, right? So it's accepted that you need multiple platforms. But what would be your suggestion to someone who really wants to make digital creator their job?
My suggestion would be, do not give up. Try really, really hard. Don't be discouraged, and be patient. I wish I had a better answer, Dave. I really do. But that's been my experience, and I can only speak for myself. And another thing I've learned just about, you know, entrepreneurship, there's no one set path to being a successful entrepreneur.
Exactly.
It can be so many different ways.
Yeah.
So if anyone is like a digital creator and they want to take it seriously, eventually, and I'm still trying to get there, eventually you would want to make it a full-time job, you know, and where you just get to the point where you can create content and you can make enough money, you know, creating content only.
Right. Absolutely.
I haven't even reached that point yet.
Right.
I'm trying. Like that's a goal of mine.
Right. Like you said, so you have multiple revenue streams, because this is important, right? Because to even myself as an entrepreneur, to be able to have gone all in on other businesses previously, I had to have a certain level of comfort, let's call it, from a revenue stream coming in that allows me to take that risk
100%.
to start something and say, hey, look, I'm going to give this everything I got.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I don't have to kind of multitask now and feel like I'm half in, half out. Like as a creator, you also look for multiple revenue streams.
Absolutely. I feel like the more revenue streams you can generate, I mean, just the more successful you'll be overall.
Right.
And exactly what you said, like I still have to have that comfort level of income that I have to generate from my coaching business, whether that's like low ticket monthly subscriptions or high ticket one-to-one custom coaching. I was doing custom coaching this entire morning. I was on my computer writing workouts for 3 hours straight for clients.
All right.
Like yesterday, I was writing a YouTube script and just trying to get my next video out. But that's another struggle about being an entrepreneur that I think a lot of people maybe don't grasp is I work all the time, 7 days a week. It consumes my mind. The only thing I will say is like, at least I'm working for myself, but it's not easy.
Right.
You know, like I don't take the weekends off.
Right.
You know, I mean, as you know, it's like you work all the time and it's really, I think it depends on your personality and your character traits and your risk tolerance.
Absolutely.
So it was hard for me to give up in-person coaching, in-person training.
Is that done now completely?
No. Like I'm going to do a personal training session tonight with a client. I don't do it because I have to do it. I do it because I want to.
Got it.
Yeah. I'm fortunate in that regard, but I hustle.
Yeah. Yes,
I'm just being honest, man.
No, I know you do.
Like I'm not making $1 million a year. I'm not making I'm not making $100,000 a month. Like you'll see all these online coaches, I'll help you get to $100,000 a month or $10,000 a month and all that. You see that on social media all the time.
Of course. That's what they're selling. Right?
Exactly. It's almost like it's like too good to be true. And so I've always been skeptical.
Yeah.
And again, that's never been the case with me.
Right.
Like I hustle all the time.
Yeah.
And I work.
You have to, man. And that's, again, for anyone listening, like as a digital creator, I love how you consider yourself an entrepreneur, because you are. A lot of digital creators that I've sat with, they have a really hard time understanding that you are actually an entrepreneur because you're building a business.
Yeah.
You are actually a founder because you're driving the business, right?
Yeah.
It's your ideation, it's your vision, it's your mission. So there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that. And I think a lot of creators see that digital nomad life. And when I say digital nomad, it doesn't mean you need to go live in Bali and live on your laptop by the beach. It just means you are independent from, where you can work in any location you want because your clients are online essentially, or your business is dominantly online.
Right.
I do believe that's the future. But there's a certain level of discipline that comes with that because like you said, you at some point, if you want to make that your life, you have to make that your non-negotiable mission, is like, I'm going all in.
Right.
And multiple revenue streams, like you just pointed out. I mean, like that's fine too, right?
Yes.
So what is next for you right now as a digital creator, as an entrepreneur? Like, what do you have a vision for? Okay, I'm working all of this to end up here, or is it like, I'm just loving this journey and I'm going to see where it takes me?
I have a goal and I have a vision. I don't know if I would say I love this journey because it's been extremely challenging. Like, I don't think anyone should envy the position that I'm in or, trying to be. I wouldn't call myself a YouTuber yet because even though I have a decent amount of subscribers on YouTube, YouTube doesn't pay my bills. Not yet.
Yeah.
YouTube is a long-term play.
100%.
And one thing that I believe in thoroughly is delayed gratification. I'm hoping, my future self will thank me for it in the next 3 to 5 years or the next 5 to 10 years.
Amen. And no doubt.
I don't have any specific goals like, I'm going to have whatever 10 million subscribers or anything like that. The only thing I'm focused on is just trying to get my next video out. Like, does that make sense?
It does, man. It
you
does.
know, and
again, that's the startup journey, right? Just
yeah.
make it to the next milestone.
Seriously.
Baby steps, break everything down into chunks, because the destination is technically so far away that if you're focused on that, you'll probably give up before you get there.
Absolutely.
Right? It's just, but tell me a little bit more about True Strength.
Sure.
Yeah, because that's something that has, first of all, it's a great name.
Thank you.
And it has traction already. I mean, I see people wearing your shirts, by the way.
Yeah, so I'm very thankful for that. Talking about your fiance mainly.
Yeah, well, her as well.
She's a fan, so I'm lucky.
She is.
I'm lucky. But yeah, so my brand True Strength is just TS. If you guys can see that in the camera, I don't know, but True Strength kind of coincides with Tanner Shuck, but to me,
did you know that when you came up with the name?
I did. Yeah, I did. I thought like that would make sense because TS, Tanner Shuck, True Strength, and I like True Strength.
It works.
And I'll give you just a quick rundown on that. I came up with that idea just out of thin air in 2018 when I was sitting at a gym writing workouts between training clients, because I just knew that I couldn't train clients on a gym floor forever. And so I came up with this idea. I was like, all right, this is gonna be my brand. I'm gonna come up with my own brand. Because essentially any creator, they're a brand. All right.
Amen.
They are their own brand. Yes. So I just came up with that, and I just paid to make t-shirts made. I started wearing a hat, and I wear my brand all the time because I have to. Like, I should be proud of my brand.
Damn right.
If I don't take my brand seriously, no one else will take it seriously. But that's really where it came up with. And because of my outlook and passion for training, True Strength kind of, in my mind, embodies the style of training that I want to help others reach, if that makes sense. But basically, True Strength, it comes from being strong, with a barbell, which means that's absolute strength if you know that. But being able to lift heavy objects. Yeah. But it also means you need to be strong with your own body weight. So you can do basic body weight exercises like pull-ups, push-ups, dips. And then also mental strength. Like, to me, in my mind, if you are strong with the barbell, you're strong with your body weight, you're going to be strong, lean, fit, and healthy. But then you also have to have the mental aspect. You have to be mentally strong so you can push yourself hard, in pretty much any endeavor of your life, whether that's in a workout, in your business. Life is going to be full of ups and downs, and life is going to throw adversity your way no matter what. And I've dealt with my fair share of adversity, and I think it takes a lot of mental strength and resilience to keep going. So that's kind of what True Strength means to me.
Powerful. Yeah.
And so that's what I try to help others embody. Just, be strong. Be strong in all areas of your life.
Right. I love that. And that's a brand with a mission right there, because it's very clear, like you said, like those 3 pillars are, that's what the brand stands for. Right. You embody that, so it authenticates the whole mission. Right. So, like I asked before, like, do you see, like, is there a master plan? What about for True Strength? Because that is a brand. I mean, you have a personal brand that also happens to be now an apparel brand, but like, I know you got a lot going on, right? You're doing online clients, you're scripting YouTube, you have a merch brand, right? So have you thought which one of those buckets may need some serious focus? Yep. One more than the other? How do you prioritize?
I'm trying to grow on social media. That'd probably be my number one priority, just because I feel like that will eventually lead to more freedom. If you can scale an online business, whether it's just with one-to-one coaching or low ticket, coaching, if you have a digital subscription or an ebook or whatever, and if you're able to get a certain number of people on your training program, that's scalable and it doesn't require a lot more of your time. So that's kind of where my main focus is. But the way I've done that is just creating more content and just trying to get my name out there in front of more eyes. Got it. So like YouTube, that's probably where I really want to spend most of the time. Unfortunately, I'm not able to dedicate, 100% of my time to YouTube yet. Hopefully one day I will be able to. Sure. But I mean, again, YouTube, in my mind, that's a long-term play, and it's a journey that I'm currently on, and I'm trying to get there. But I would say, like, my next immediate goal is just to hit 275,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's my next immediate goal.
All right, and what are you at now?
267,000.
Oh, okay. So I didn't realize you were that high on YouTube. 267,000 subscribers.
Correct.
Wait, and that's not That's paying you. Tell me that's paying you.
I have thankfully monetized my YouTube channel.
Okay, great.
I'm not making a lot of money on
That's a lot
YouTube.
of subscribers.
It's a decent amount. It's enough subscribers to, people can look at that and probably think, oh, this guy probably takes this pretty seriously. Right. So yeah, I mean, if you compare yourself to other creators that might have 5 million.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's a journey, right?
It's a journey.
Everyone's at a different spectrum.
Absolutely. So
but where, I don't know if there's an answer to this, but like, when does YouTube get, like, is there a set amount of subscribers? Like, okay, when you get to 500,000, things start getting really financially interesting.
That I don't even really know.
Interesting.
And I think it really depends on your own channel. And as much as I don't like saying this, it's just true and I can't lie about it. My channel on YouTube has grown a lot because of YouTube Shorts, because of short form content. So like my Instagram content. And the creators that are doing the best on YouTube, they post mainly long form.
That's what I consume personally.
Yeah.
I actually don't go to YouTube for shorts at all. That's not the way I consume
I know.
content.
It's crazy, but see, a lot of people do. So like the videos that have grown my channel the most have actually been YouTube short videos.
Got it. But you probably need to focus more on the long form if you really want to stop. Okay, I get that.
You absolutely do.
Wow, interesting.
You do. So there could be a YouTube channel with maybe only 40 or 50,000 subscribers, but if they have a very loyal audience and they have a really good watch time, they're probably making more money than I am, even though I may have 5 times the amount of subscribers.
So it's not just absolute subscribers.
It's not. So like in subscribers, that it can be like a false indicator of progress.
I get that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so
I get that.
What you really want to focus on with YouTube is just like putting out really good long form videos and having good viewer retention, good watch time.
Sure.
And if YouTube sees that, the algorithm sees that, they will show your content to wider audiences.
So I was going to ask, did you have a parabolic moment with YouTube like you did with Instagram?
Yeah.
Like, did you go from like 50 to 200K? Like,
no. So, and that's another reason why I love YouTube, because my following on YouTube has been my growth on YouTube has been very slow and steady.
Consistent.
Got it. And I love that.
Yeah,
like,
that's nice. Okay.
There was
I'm doing is working.
Absolutely.
Just keep going.
So
got it.
I've been kind of stuck around 230 to 240,000 followers on Instagram for like 2 years.
Right.
Because I told you the algorithm turned me on.
Yeah.
And I started growing rapidly. Then the Instagram algorithm turned me off.
Right.
And I haven't grown on Instagram really for like 2 years, despite consistent posting and everything.
That's frustrating.
It's very frustrating. That's why I'm not a big fan of Instagram overall.
I hear you, man. Yeah.
Whereas YouTube, it's been a very gradual increase, slow. I might gain anywhere between, 3 and 8,000 subscribers on YouTube a month, depending on if I have content that that's performing well. Right now, my YouTube channel's like growing slowly. I'm in like a rut. I'm in a valley.
Got it. Have you changed anything? Or
I haven't changed really anything.
Maybe it's time to change something?
Potentially, but what I tell myself is just post through it. Does that make sense?
Oh, dude, I love that.
Post through it. Post through it.
Yeah, keep trekking on, man.
Yeah, I just tell myself, all right, the only reason I've gotten to where I am is just I kept posting. I kept making content, kept putting out content.
It's like when you're not in the mood for a workout, where you're like, just show up.
Dude, you got to do it.
Get it.
Yeah. There's been countless times where it'll be like 8 p.m. at night and I haven't posted on Instagram or YouTube and I don't feel like it, and it would be way easier. I'll just do it tomorrow. And I'm like, no, I'm going to post right now. I'm going to do something. Even if it's not my best post, I'll just put something out there. And in my opinion, all those, small little efforts, those little things, they add up over time. So post through it has been something that I've told myself so many times.
Post through it.
Yeah, post through it.
Dude, that's a great say, because that applies to so much. I mean, that actually has a lot deeper meaning.
It does.
It has a lot deeper
meaning.
Like when things aren't going so well, keep going.
Absolutely. That's it.
Keep going.
That's it.
I love that,
and so I take that same approach with social media as I do, training or, following a healthy diet.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, which I know you do.
Yeah.
7-on-7, 365.
Yeah. So that's one thing that's helped me. Like right now I'm in like a kind of a YouTube rut or like a valley, like I said, but I don't care.
Post through it.
Like that's why I was working on a YouTube video yesterday. I'm trying to get the thumbnail dialed in today.
Right.
Hopefully I can post the video tomorrow.
That brings me to a question I was going to ask. What is your cadence? What is your is it one a week?
I wish I could put out a really good, high quality, scripted and edited YouTube video a week. I wish I could. I think if I was able to, dedicate more time to YouTube, I probably could. But right now, if I get a really good video out every 2 weeks, I'm content.
And is there any way you can, like with that course you took from that kind of YouTube guru who's helped a lot of people grow, is there any way you can find out as a creator? Because now you got my, like the wheels turning, thinking, okay, well, how can you optimize? Like, would it change something if you found out by posting once a week on a Friday, YouTube picks you up as favors you on the algorithm?
So, and I've looked into all these things about, hey, should I post every day? Should I post once weekly? Should I just post monthly?
Right.
And really what it comes down to, Dave, is the actual content. Is your content good or not?
Got it. Which is fair though.
Yeah.
That's actually fair.
No, it's super fair. So there's I can't think of his name right now, but he's like one of the biggest YouTube creators. He's got over 50 or 60 million subscribers. His name's Mark something. But
anyways,
essentially he built his channel posting one video a month. But his videos will be so good that so many people would watch them.
Wow.
So like that's why I'm saying even with YouTube there's no one way is the best way.
Right.
It's like you just got to figure out
content.
Yeah. And like there's another guy, like these vlogging's become a real, like it's kind of had a resurgence, you know, with content creators like Sam Sulik or Bama Saltwater.
Yeah.
You know,
that,
like that's like those are essentially that's like long form vlogs.
Just follow me on my day.
But it takes the viewer for a journey, and that's long form content, and people watch that.
100%.
So there's like no right or wrong way to go about YouTube, in my opinion. And just since we last got together and you showed me that channel, I've started doing more YouTube vlogs, and I actually started a second channel. I haven't even put it out there yet, but I've got like a few vlogs on it. Nice. I have 10 subscribers right now. Legitimately, I have 10 subscribers on my second YouTube channel now. That's it, 10. I don't care.
Hey, start
and
somewhere.
So I'm going to be putting out more vlogs just for more like organic, you know, genuine content, and hopefully that will catch on. But I know the only way that it'll catch on is if I keep going at it. Consistency.
Right? Yeah.
So
you can't do it 5 times and think it's not working, right?
Yeah, no. Like again, it's a long-term play. I just try to put out 1 or 2 vlogs a week, in addition to one high-quality scripted YouTube video every 2 weeks on my main channel.
I think what you just said though is so important, because I resonate with that. I do not have the discipline to post as much as I should. And the funny thing is, like, I like to ask people, I'm actually going to ask you, I plan to ask everybody this when I do a podcast. I've literally never done it, but I'm going to ask you, what is, and I don't need to answer this myself, what is the one thing that you're not doing that you know you should be doing? Is there that thing? Like, is there that one thing, you know, if I did that, it's a game changer, but for some reason you're not doing it?
The one thing that immediately comes to my mind is dialing in the perfect idea or a better idea for a video that people will watch. Like taking more time for ideation.
Got it.
Rather than just focusing on, all right, I got to put out a video every 2 weeks. I probably shouldn't be so worried about that. I probably should be more focused on, all right, how can I make a better video? What's going to be a better video? Even if it takes me 2 weeks just to think of the right idea, with the right thumbnail, the right title, maybe the right intro to the video. I think that's probably where I could do better. It's just thinking about how to make better content. But again, then the other side of me is like, all right, you know what? I can't just sit on my thumbs for 3 weeks thinking about things. Like you got to go do some stuff. And I've noticed, like, just the more videos I've made and the more content I put out there, you naturally become better at it. It's just like practice, you know, like practice, you get better at things. So that's one thing that comes to my mind. Like, all right, I can probably have better ideation. And I maybe just spend more time ideating, trying to come up with a better video. But again, the other part of me is like, all right, I got to be consistent too. So I'm still trying to find, I guess, that happy medium. I don't like the word balance, but essentially, I guess I'm trying to find that balance of like, all right, creating consistent content, but also creating better content.
Yeah, love that.
It's challenging, man.
It is, man.
It's
I know.
Really challenging.
I know. There's only so many hours in a day, right? Like, and you got a lot going on. But look, I mean, there's actually a lot that I'm taking in from this conversation. I mean, one thing, again, like when we first connected, like what you really helped me do was step up my fitness, because you remember. I puked the first time we were together. I was in the bathroom. I wasn't going to the bathroom, right? I was puking. So it's like, it is, I'm thinking about the true strength method right now. Like there is, if you have those 3 components, you can really be unstoppable, right? But if one of those pillars is a little bit weak, and for a lot of people it's mindset, let's be honest, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's the more confronting part, right? The mindset is like, that's the one that no one can help you with but you.
Right.
No one. Right?
Yeah.
So, okay, well, that leaves me with my last question, which is, like, what do you do to chill? Like, what do you do to balance? I'm not going to use the word, but how do you keep going 7-on-7, 365? Clearly you love it, and that's a main driver, right? But like, do you take a day where you're like, I need to harness my creativity. I need to silence the noise. Like, do you take that time, or is it just 24/7 hustle?
That's why I got a girlfriend, if that makes sense.
It's great.
It's
right.
Yeah, and
thank God for those.
Soon to be probably fiance. She helps bring me back in because I have a tendency to work too much and my mind doesn't switch off. And not everyone is like this, but everyone, I just have I don't know if I have like a chip on my shoulder or if I have a big ego or if I'm just like overly ambitious. I don't know what it is, but like something just tells me, all right, I can do better. And I just got like one life to live. And so, I'm gonna do the best I can. So that's like what drives me.
Right. Man on a mission.
Yeah. It's just like, man, it's so easy to be average.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Like anybody, I feel like it's easier to stand out today than probably has at any other point. You don't really have to do that much. If you just take care of yourself, you're consistent, you work out, and you make a decent amount of money, like you're going to set yourself apart from most other men.
100%.
And again, like I just, this sounds really bad, but it's just honest. Like I just tell myself, dude, I can't be a piece of shit.
Right.
That's like, sounds so so bad.
No, I know what that means at the core though.
Yeah.
It means, like average is a waste of your life, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, step up and make
not everyone thinks like that. And I get it. And like, I probably think differently than most people, but I also feel like that's probably set me apart and helped me be more successful than most people.
Love that.
Just because I just like, all right, I know that sounds like
no, dude, it's at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's a like what we in NLP would be called like a world-class mindset. It's someone who at not any cost, but like they're driven by something that is like a relentless mission essentially.
Yeah.
And like you said, thank goodness for your girlfriend to be fiance that can level that down a little bit and say, okay, that's great. I support that.
Yep.
But let's also take some time to, do something that's not work.
Yeah. Right? And I do that. But at the same time, like I've always been a really hardworking, I guess, ambitious, consistent, disciplined individual.
Yeah.
And that's just a part of my identity, who I am. Again, I think it was just instilled into me. And also maybe it might be a, personality trait or character trait that I was born with. I don't really know.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
It just is, bro.
But again, it's just, I feel like life's too short not to do your best.
Love
and
that.
Anybody can go through the motions. Most people go through the motions.
Yeah.
And I look around at the world and I observe people and I'm thinking, what are they here for? Like, why are they doing that?
Yeah.
They could be doing so much more. Like they have so much, everyone in my opinion has so much untapped potential that they just, never even try.
Bring that out.
Yeah.
I know.
So that's just my opinion, man. That's just how I look at life.
No, I love that. So, which actually brings me, to my last question, because I want to talk one last time about True Strength. Now, how do people, if people want to train with you, if people want to join your online program, how do they do that? What is is it an app? Is it a program?
And I'm still refining this as well because I'm still just learning as I go. I'd say if you want to learn more about me and my brand, just subscribe to my YouTube channel. I think that's probably the best place with the most information and most content where you can kind of see what I'm about. I have a website, truestrength.co. You can follow me on Instagram, Tanner Shuck. My YouTube channel is Tanner Shuck. And I'm just an aspiring trainer trying to reach and help more people be healthy and be mentally strong.
Well, I love it, man. And I think you can add to that you're helping people become more entrepreneurial too, because coaches are watching your journey and saying, damn, I can do that too. So
yeah, anybody can. Like they can. It's
can.
Another thing, I'll just leave it with this. I've always believed this, like everything in your life is a choice. Like you have free will. We're all given free will. And every person is where they are in their life because of every single choice they've made in their life up to this point. So I tell all my clients, and I put this message out on YouTube and Instagram, social media. It's like, health is a choice. Everything in your life is a choice. health is a personal responsibility. Like no one's going to do it for you.
Well, on that note, I'm actually going to hit the gym after this.
Me too, man. I'm going to work out. I got to work out. Dave,
That was a great conversation.
Hey,
I'm really happy to have you.
Genuinely appreciate it, man. We'll do it again anytime if you want to. Thank you again for having me on.
It's a pleasure.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited to see what happens with Lively. So
it's coming.
Yeah, just consistent efforts,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yeah,
Post through it.
Work through it. Yeah, that's it, man. Awesome.
Cheers, bro.